Yeah.
A dollar holler from Jason Renfro as we kick things off here at My Cowboys Family. Thank you so much to everybody here chilling, hanging with us. Of course, a classic Go Cowboys there from Jason Renfro to
Dollar
kick things off.
Holler, kicking it off here live on stream. By the way, a bonus stream for the family because we were not going to go live tonight. Move things around. Had to discuss some kicking situations on our team per the wife. It's going to be a quicker recap day today, but hey, stay tuned. Follow along with us here. Drop your questions, your thoughts. We'll try to get to as many as we can as we kind of, give the summation of today's training camp. It's full of a lot of information and stuff, so stay tuned, guys. It's going to be a good one here on day 7 of training camp, but night, who knows how many, 2,000 on My Cowboys Family for another Cowboys chat. Baby, before we open this thing up, everybody hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell for all videos. Also following us on Twitter at MyCowboysFamily. Following, jump in the Discord, free fun, football, 24/7, 365, and all the other things that come along with the MCF experience. Before we can even get going, though, baby, and get into the news and info, we got to shout out those that make the thing go here on the nightly, the weekly, the monthly, the yearly. And starting off with the sponsor of the week right there at the bottom of the screen. You see them. It's Mr. Skeptical Fan. 3 weeks in a row. Will he get 4? We'll see. A whole month. That's hard to do. But he's got 3 in a row. A three-peat. Much love to Skeptical Fan. Who also, as you can see up top, the last 3 months. Last month he had 56 gifted memberships. That's a record. Much love to Skeptical Fan once again on that side of things. And he's the membership man for a reason. He's got 20 gifted memberships, if I'm not mistaken. While Jason Renfro, much love to him as well, he's got 10. So it's a 20-10 game here, guys, in the fourth quarter. Because tomorrow it's a wrap, and we'll crown a champion on the weekly on that gifting membership side of things, which is one of the best things that YouTube has given to this channel. And anything you guys can go through there, that's the best way of showing love to us and to the family in the chat. So, there's the super chat. There's the membership you can jump into, guys. Much love to those, like Dwayne Broussard in the star level back in there, of course. You got gifting memberships we just talked about, and you got the thanks drops. Yeah, that dollar, you can drop 2, 5, 20, but you can drop a little love on our videos that are posted. If you don't catch us live, there's ways of doing that. And I do have to shout out the great Skeptical Fan once again, because he did drop a $2 thanks and a Go Cowboys on an earlier stream today, guys. Appreciate you, Skeptical Fan. He's running a lot of the board here. We also got Snug X running some of the board here in the Cash App side of things. He is the Cash App king. Much love to him, but we do have a new leader and right now loading up and trying to take over. He's up by like 1 or 2.
Saw him drop a dollar holler earlier here.
Jason Renfro, who also is fully loaded on that stream boss with 100 points, man. He's rocking it. And he's, baby, another thing, the takeover is real. As you look right above there, in front of Skeptical Fan, Mary Alvarez and all the ballers up there, Jason Renfro is in first place. He's coming to break that streak, that 3-week streak of Skeptical Fan. We shall see what happens tomorrow. Probably another quickie tomorrow, guys. So we're here in the fourth quarter, basically, on this week, and we'll see some champions here. Will it be a takeover from Jason Renfro? Will Skeptical Fan keep it back and keep the streak going? We shall see. We shall see. Appreciate everybody here again. Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro with the pre-stream drops, but also we got to shout out the star-level members on the nightly here, and that includes Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro, the great Dwayne Broussard. We just talked about Mary Alvarez up there. That's just 4 out of the 6 because Andy Post is back in the mix. And all the way from the other side of the earth in Australia, repping that star for everything, LC, a.k.a. Lincoln Kane. So appreciate everybody in that star level. Appreciate everybody repping the boards and the leads. Just dropping a little love. We appreciate everybody. You're up on that ticker up top there with all the names of the people that dropped the love this week. And again, as I was saying about the Cash App side, Jason Renfro is currently leading by like 1.5 over Snug X. Trying to go for that repeat. What are other ways to help out the channel through, we talked about the 4 ways. What's another way of doing it, baby?
Of course, you have the Cash App money sign My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, the regular PayPal link, and last but not least, the Streamlabs link, which lets your comment show up on screen just like a super chat.
That is correct. Much love to everybody in the house helping out, and I think it's time to do some of the shout-outs here in a minute, right?
Yep, including another shout out to the man himself, Jason Renfro.
I didn't see it.
Thank you so much. He just gifted.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
A membership there.
That's weird. It didn't go through. I mean, it did go through. Who got the membership, baby?
The Orion Files.
Ooh.
So congratulations to you. Make sure to drop them if you got them. here at the membership,
Yeah,
guys.
welcome to the membership. And I think we're like 8 memberships away from opening up another emoji for all the navy blue crew in the house. And by the way, it didn't show up that time. It did show up. I saw it come through it says gifted, but I had my notifications off, so I'm sorry about that, Jason. It did show up, though. We got it. You just didn't scare me this time with the big sound of a drop there. So appreciate Mr. Jason Renfro. Let me update that board as well as he continues his lead over Skeptical Fan. I think he's about 30 plus right now, like 31, 32 up on Skeptical Fan. It's a battle, guys. And, of course, when you look at the gifting memberships, look no further than Skeptical Fan in the lead there, but Jason Renfro is down 9 on the gifting membership race there to the end of the week. We'll see what happens today and tomorrow, I guess, on these gifted memberships. So, baby, who's in the house tonight? Ready to talk a little Cowboy football on this weekend Saturday.
We have 808 Cowboy Bird Killer, Thomas Garrett, the Superior Garrett, the Orion Files, Jason Renfro, of course, thank you. Rolando Rodriguez himself, much love.
Yeah.
Byron Bradley, hello and hi. Cactus G, in the place to be. Jason Renfro, of course, much love. Retro Scotty, hello and hi. We have Spoony Dog, what's up? Lynn Darty, hello.
Hey,
Skeptical
welcome.
Fan always stays skeptical.
Always.
Devontae Alvarez, what's up? Yeah, it's as far back as I can go.
Freedom
so
first
I'm
again.
going to come back down. Hello and hi, Haley94
Haley in the house.
We have Desmond Ironman in the house. So, and yes, Micah Parsons got a little bit bumped up,
right?
but thankfully he is, going to be okay.
If you guys had checked our videos earlier today, we put out the Micah Parsons information video as soon as it dropped. I mean, we got it out there with 5 minutes after it happened. So if you're here on My Cowboys Family, you got that info, and you get to visually see it. And you get to visually see, okay, that sound look good. And then you're saying, okay, thank you, MCF, for giving us the good news. So, yeah, if you know what's going on, you know we're good with Micah Parsons. But there's other injuries we got to talk about, other little surprises, other injury updates, as well as, Dak playing in preseason. Zack Martin situation. Well, a lot of people talking here, Mike McCarthy and Micah talks as well. Malik Hooker with his new deal. We got a lot of things to discuss, but baby, it's going to be a quicker one today. We're going to fly through it. Any quick words from the chat before I get going here on the NFL news?
Let me see here. Yes, we definitely have quite a few things to talk about when it comes to our kicking situation, guys.
Can't forget that, right? That's the one I'm saving that for you, baby.
I'm trying to hold back.
I know.
And of course, lots of overshown love and hype here.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cowboys said, like I said last night, overshown, baby.
Hey, overshown is waking up. 2 picks today, and they were popped up in the air interceptions,
Cactus
right?
G said it. I'm really excited for a certain rookie from Texas who showed up and out today. I'm glad you guys are here to talk about it.
Hell yeah. Hey, where's Jason Renfro? That's his guy. He's been drafting him in the second round in a mock draft since January and February. So, yeah, he's coming through today. It's his day, I guess you can say. It's kind of, his first day of shining, I guess, with that star. Well, almost on his helmet. He's got to earn that star. All rookies do. So, on that note, do I start it off, baby? Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Let's keep rolling.
All right.
So, and happy birthday to Desmond's wife.
Yes, happy birthday, Miss Desmond, Miss Iron Man. Anyways, guys, Hall of Fame. Of course, tomorrow I think is the official speeches by the was it today? The speeches, the busts I think are unveiled tomorrow, but today they spoke. DeMarcus Ware today. The big again. We got Chuck Howley. We got a couple other guys. Of course, they're a little older. Got Zach Thomas, who played a year with us, but the main Cowboy who played most of his career with us and a little bit with Denver Broncos was, of course, DeMarcus Ware. He was, is enshrined into the Hall of Fame. His speech, he hit it today to introduce some guys presenting the award, the Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame honor was Jerry Jones, none other than Jerry Jones, guys, presenting us to DeMarcus Ware. He called him, quote, one of the rarest players in NFL history. That's per Jerry Jones. And it was a touching moment for DeMarcus Ware as well. When he was up there, he saved seats for his former teammates. Marion Barber passed away. Demaryius Thomas also passed away. And Ronnie Hillman, who also passed away. All three guys, his teammates. He left 3 open seats in the crowd, where he sits for their memories there. So very nice there for DeMarcus Ware. He also told a story that not many people have heard. I don't think he said it publicly, where he had a gun pointed at his head after an altercation in a parking lot while he was in college. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Dak's altercation after that football game. He got cracked in the head. He was all dizzy and bleeding. Things happen sometimes, right? When you guys, when these are in the college situations, but they do mature, right? People do mature, and Dak matured, DeMarcus Ware matured, and sometimes you get to the Hall of Fame, right? So DeMarcus Ware, he mentioned his teammates throughout his years. Tony Romo, of course, Larry Allen, Jason Witten, Brady James, Jason Hatcher, Anthony Spencer, all Cowboys guys. All these guys were in attendance, like Greg Ellis as well, and former defensive coach and head coach Wade Phillips there, or defensive coordinator Wade Phillips with the Cowboys and the Broncos. Of course, with the Cowboys, he was the head coach for those years as well. So a lot of people there for DeMarcus Ware. Congrats to all three Cowboys. Two Cowboys, Hallie and DeMarcus Ware, and of course Zach Thomas for 1 year. I guess you can count him there too as well. So that's the Hall of Fame guys update. Tomorrow they get the busts, their faces, their heads all put in there. I'm assuming it's tomorrow. I don't know if they did it today. Either way, congrats to the whole Hall of Fame crew there. Now, NFL news real quick, guys. Blake Martinez. You guys remember old Blake Martinez? He retired from the NFL last year, I think, guys. Former NFL linebacker. He played with the Giants and I think the Packers. He has reportedly been permanently banned from reselling Pokemon cards on whatnot over scamming collectors. This is according to Dexerto. The point is that he retired to literally get into the business of selling Pokemon cards. Listen, the statement from this whatnot company said, quote, after a comprehensive investigation of Blake's Breaks operations, we have decided to permanently remove the seller from our platform, including the individual employees involved in misconduct. Martinez, he retired in 2022 from the NFL to open up Pokemon selling card company, and he's made $11.5 million in revenue in less than 1 year. So he made a lot of money, but then he's cheating a little bit, I guess. I don't really know what this, breaking these packs are, but maybe what does that mean? What was the more details, I guess, of what he was doing wrong?
So, again, for obviously most people who don't know, these Pokemon packs come in like a special order, and there's usually like a special card inside of each pack. Basically, he was doing something so that it sounds like the good cards would basically never actually come out or show in the way that they were supposed to. So,
interesting.
Basically he was faking it.
All right.
So
cheating. He got caught. Now he's just banned. He's not going to jail.
He
made $11.5 million in a year and not playing football, by the way. So, anyways, there you go. Now, a couple other quick NFL notes before we dive right into Cowboy news. Falcons head coach Arthur Smith told reporters that there was positive news about what we talked about yesterday. Jeff Okudah hurting his ankle injury yesterday, having an ankle injury. He's expected to return early in the season, so it's not a season-ending injury. And the Saints, of course, Alvin Kamara situation, suspended for the first 3 games. We talked about the few running backs they have left. Today, they lost running back Eno Benjamin, diagnosed with a torn Achilles, and he's out for the year. So again, you're seeing the Saints really light there on running backs. Will it be Zeke going to the Big Easy? I don't know. We'll see what happens. But they're obviously in need of a running back, at least for the first 3 weeks of the season. Any quick notes in the chat, maybe, before I dive right into the Cowboy stuff?
South Texas is like, who collects Pokemon cards anymore?
Blake Martinez.
So, and yes, guys, Pokemon cards are a very lucrative business, I guess. So,
if you know how to run it right, or cheat like Blake Martinez did.
No, I'm a big Pokemon fan, but I've never really gotten too into the cards. Little G, portion? Little G likes the Pokemon cards a lot more. So
I remember both kids used to collect them a little bit, but they're not like collectors. They're just for fun. They're like the way you did it, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, and Jason Renfro now with that J. Lou $2 holler. By the way, Jordan Lewis still working up on the sidelines, trying to get himself back from that fractured foot. No real news on him as far as injuries, but everybody else we got injury updates. So J. Lou 2 by Jason Renfro. What did he say, baby?
He said, more in the Cash App.
Now let's go check it out, guys. And as we go check it out, how about I sing a song?
Sure.
From Jason Renfro here. The song we'll sing is called I Got 5 on It. Because Jason Renfro dropped another $5 holler in the Cash App side of things. Appreciate you as always, Jason Renfro.
Thank you, Jason. Of course, much love. Frank Moyer, hello and hi. Dallas Common 92. South Texas said, man, all these injuries, the lack of physicality during the training camp, the OTAs.
Yeah, a lot. And by the way, Jason Renfro, much love. He said, go Cowboys with that 5 on it. But what was that last comment about is too much physicality or not enough?
Yeah, the lack of physicality during training camp. Like, that's one of the reasons why we're seeing so many injuries.
So it's because of the fact that maybe the players are holding back. They're making the players hold back a little bit. Interesting view there. I mean, I think the more you do it, you have a better chance of getting injured. It's a combination. It's really, I think, just unfortunately, bad luck. If it's bad, sometimes you just get injured, fall the wrong way. We saw the same thing happen to different people out there where it was, Tony Pollard and Patrick Mahomes, and Mahomes' ankle survived and Pollard's shattered, or his ankle, his fibula. But, sometimes it just sucks, right? Injuries suck. Frank Moyer, Philadelphia fan representative here, but part of the MCF family, one of the good Eagle fans. Much love to Frank Moyer. He dropped 5 on it. We want 6, though, and beyond, right, Frank? That's what the Cowboys want. What did Frank have to say, baby?
He said, I can't wait to see some good old smash mouth Cowboys versus Eagles this year.
Again. He's a good fan, guys. He's
one of the matchups of the year.
For sure.
I know
that's one of the big games.
Mark had made a comment in a stream. I don't know if it was like the last stream or the stream before that or something. That basically he was a little bit almost intimidated by some of the things that the Eagles had going on. I know my response was like, well, iron sharpens iron. Like, this is great. We always complain about having such a weak division. It's nice to be able to have such a competitive and top-tier division now instead.
Especially when you think about the fact that the Niners are in there, right, in the conference. The Eagles are the other big team in the conference, and us. Those are the 3 big teams. But 2 of them are in the East, so we're battling each other. We also got the up-and-coming Giants and even the up-and-coming Washington Commanders, whatever they're going to be called in the future. We got the toughest division. We used to be the NFC least. Now it's the NFC beast, baby. And that iron does try. The team that wins the NFC East, the team that gets the home field to the playoffs, if that's one of those 2 teams, that team, like the Eagles did last year, should get to the Super Bowl. And you know what? Unlike the Eagles, if we get there, we're going to win that Super Bowl, get that 6, and hopefully beyond. Jason Ramfro, another $1.20 holler here on My Cowboys Family. What did he say?
Go Cowboys.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you, of course.
Always go Cowboys. So any quick little tidbits, maybe, before I keep it rolling?
I saw a question here from South Texas asking for any news on Anthony Brown. I heard he's rehabbing at Cowboys facilities.
He has been, but he's not. Cowboys are not interested in re-signing him. And I don't know who is yet. He hasn't been signed, right? I mean, he's a viable backup somewhere in the NFL. So we'll see what happens. And again, probably the injury situation more than anything. He's still, like Jordan Lewis, we lost both those guys last year. It was already not great with Anthony Brown. It got a lot worse when Deshaun Wright and others jumped in there. Oof. Until Mukuamu came in and helped a little bit. It was suffering out there. This year, we got Stephon Gilmore in the mix. Deron Bland, Jordan Lewis coming back. Of course, Diggs. And those are just 4 of our guys. We got some, Kelvin Joseph, 2nd-round pick, and Deshaun Wright, a 3rd-round pick. Eric Scott, a rookie from this year, 6th-round pick. We got to see these guys. Who's going to come in there and take that 5th and 6th spot there at cornerback?
So, exactly. Lots of very competitive teams in the NFC. I don't know about wide open, though.
Well, I would say after the Eagles, Cowboys, and the Niners, it's like the Lions. And they're good, but they're not the Cowboys, Eagles, and Niners, is what I'm trying to say. Defensively, offensively, nothingly. It's all Cowboys. Okay. And hopefully we can outdo them. The thing is getting past the Eagles and the Niners. I think we win the division against the Eagles. It'll be a close, hard-fought match. I think we get the win against the Niners to go to the Super Bowl. And I think we get that 6 against whoever in the AFC. I don't care right now. That defense will be hard to overcome.
So, anyway, back to you, baby. Oh, okay. Here in just a moment, actually. So, no, just kind of rolling back here. Mike Aldana, what's up? Saying slapping people around is a Philly thing.
No, I was gonna speak, and then I saw a little blue streak pop up on my screen. Jason Ramfro with that $2. Jay Luhala. What did the man say? As he's now, I think he's at 98 points, Bahana style, in that stream boss. And he's still in first place on this overall board over a skeptical fan.
He said, 1 week away from preseason and football time.
Hell yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Right around the corner. And let's get into this, guys. Much love to Jason Renfro for that drop as we continue to plow on here on My Cowboys Family. You know how to stop us on this, right? On a quicker kind of recap night tonight for our Dallas Cowboys in training camp. Mike McCarthy at the mic spoke this morning, guys. Head coach Mike McCarthy at the River Ridge Complex in Oxnard, California. He spoke, of course, as he always does. But before he did that, baby, it was delayed. Mike McCarthy delayed the whole press conference because him and pretty much all the media members were gathered around a TV to watch DeMarcus Ware's Pro Football Hall of Fame speech. So, that's McCarthy, not really a Cowboy from legendary status, but he was interested to hear what what Marcus Ware was saying, and of course, a lot of people in the area there, like Cowboy representation, also wanted to hear. So again, they gathered around, listened to this. Of course, McCarthy, eventually started his news conference, but it was delayed because of this DeMarcus Ware speech. And he said, quote, "That's what it's all about. He's the pinnacle. I really enjoyed DeMarcus Ware's speech." So there you go. That's McCarthy's 2 cents on that. Now, let's get his 2 cents on this guy, Zack Martin. So, if you count the days, guys, you count the money. Every day is $50,000. They asked him, now that he's at the brink of reaching $600,000 in debt, in fines, which is not rescindable, which means he's got to pay it one way or the other. It's coming from the NFL, not the Cowboys. So every day he misses another practice, it's $50,000. Now tomorrow on Sunday, the Cowboys are off. At least that's what I think. There's no walkthrough or anything. So he will not miss a $50,000. He would not get a $50 fine.
Yeah, he doesn't get fined if the team is off.
Correct. But when they were on, like today, it's another $50,000. He already missed 10. Now it's up to 12 days here, guys. $600,000 in fines. And what did McCarthy say about this? He said, quote, "Hey, listen, it's business. Business has different timelines. But I do know Zach, and nothing's changed my mind of him. He'll be ready to go when that time comes." So, again, I don't know what you guys think in the chat. You know what we think. You know what I think. You know what the wives think. You know what most of you guys think, that we need Zack Martin back. I know we talk about the contract. I'm not going to go into this. But the contracts and, it's not, he should play in his contract. Boo-hoo. What's up, Justin Ori?
Thank
in the
you for
house.
subbing it up.
Welcome to the family here. Appreciate you. Hit that like and go Cowboys. Always go Cowboys. So, listen, in the contracts, every single owner can cut the player. It says that for no reason at all. Whether it's because they want to save money, he's not producing, whatever the reason, you can cut a player. It's in the contract. And it's also in the contract, I want everybody to understand, that you're allowed to sit out and to get more money. That's part of the deal from both sides, the union and the NFL players and the owners and the NFL. So when you put it together, that's the rule. It's in every contract. Now, in that contract, they know that if you sit out, you get fined from the NFL, $50,000 a day. So, yeah, it's still like a violation, but it's not a breach of your contract, obviously. So that is allowed. That's how players and owners know that they have this for this reason, is to make sure players have the right to do this. And so Zack Martin, he's underpaid by about $7-8 million right now, $7 million right now, and he just wants $4 million more a year, $5 million more a year, so he can max it out as much as he gets to the end of his career here in Dallas, right? It's the hope is he finishes out here. So we got to get him signed. If we had two other guards, if we had like the 3 tackles we have now, and let's say one of them wanted to sit out, well, we have 2 other tackles, right? But you have no guards except for Zack Martin, and I told Tyler Smith, of course, is a great guard, but he's playing. He's edging to that tackle position, right? Eventually, so if you want to solidify that offensive line, you got to bring him back. Because who's the guy behind Tyler Smith? And who's the guy behind Zack Martin? There's no one. It's echoing.
I was going to say Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Yeah. So when you look at Zack Martin, you got to bring him back. There's no ifs, ands, or capital buts on that. Right now, guys, I mean, listen. What is Zack Martin doing right now? We talked about this before. I mean, I don't even know if I have the video right now, but we talked about it before, and we'll talk about it again. He's working out, guys, with the O-line masterminds and Duke Manyweather back in Dallas. So again, according to all reports, and we've seen the videos and all that stuff, he's looking in great shape. He's not like letting himself go. He's not like, he's literally working out like as if he was at camp. So as far as him keeping up with his health and his everything, kind of getting ready to get back into the swing of things, he is right there. He's ready to go, acclimate himself back to the actual training camp. He's already almost there. He probably need a day or two before he gets thrown into the actual drills, but I do think that he's not going to injury for him. I think it's going to be minor. I think he's going to pick everything up the way he already knows when he gets signed. He's not going to have much. He's going to need a day or two. That's it. The defense will get a big win on this in the sense that they get to go against the best competition we have. That's the best reason to have him in here now. So we'll see what happens. But he is staying, healthy. He's still staying in shape, and he's good to go whenever the Cowboys and Zack Martin get this deal done. Another feather in his cap, I guess you can say, when it comes to Zack Martin, was today, guys, kind of it's made its rounds. A statistic about Zack Martin, or about one of 6 players, which is Zack Martin, 6 offensive linemen since 1970, have been named to the AP All-Pro First Team 6 times in their first 9 seasons in the NFL. With Joe Thomas's induction today, of course, he is one of those guys. Anthony Munoz, also in there. Ron Yari. Randall McDaniel. The great Larry Allen. Those are 5. The last guy left is Zack Martin. And guess who he's the only one that's currently not yet in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So you're literally looking at a Pro Football Hall of Famer right here on your screen. And we're paying him $14 million, and the top guys are getting $20.5 million. And it's not just like 1 year. It's been like this for 2 straight years. Into the 3rd year, Zack Martin said enough is enough. And listen, you know what I'm going to say here, guys. It's all about the clown show getting their shit together and paying Zack Martin, getting it done. He don't even want $20 million. He wants $17 million, $18 million. That's like he's supposed to be up there in the top. Get the job done, Jones, and stop fucking playing hardball now. Now they want to play like this. They were getting run out the freaking, run out the freaking the star, paying all the other guys. Now they want to hold Zack Martin accountable for an extra $3-4 million. Wow. That's clown show shit. Sorry. I digress. Either way, that's the Zack Martin update once again. And I figured I'd throw it in there since that's when Mike McCarthy kind of brought it up. Any quick thoughts on the Zack Martin situation? Any quick thoughts on in the chat?
Obviously we're all kind of just hoping that the Hooker situation is one step closer, and that McCarthy does have at least a little bit of points to make here, as far as his whole point there is how Malik Hooker's contract will hopefully move things along.
Hooker. Well, yeah, we didn't even get to that yet. So,
by the way, yeah, and we are going to be able to go to a game this year, guys. I mentioned it there in the chat, but yes, we are going to be going to that Rams game. Really excited. Hopefully, if you guys are making it out to a game, let us know in the chat as well. So, kind of rolling out here. Yes, South Texas said Zach first ballot unanimous Hall of Famer.
Yep, first year he's going to be in the Hall of, he's eligible. Is the first year he's going to be in there. Year 1, immediate inductee.
Yes, and remember, guys, I know he's not with us at camp, but he has been working out. He's not just like chilling, sitting at home.
Yeah,
so
he's not doing the Cabo thing like Zeke. Although Zeke was running on the beach. We know most of the time he wasn't working out. Zack Martin, he's working out. He's keeping it together, and he's still in Dallas. Ready to get on that flight to Oxnard whenever it's needed.
So, yeah, Mike Aldana says Zack Martin, money over principles.
Again, but you got to remember, guys, he's been doing this for principles the last 2 years, and he's making $6-7 million less than at least one guy that's not as good as him, and 2 guys that are none of these guys are Hall of Famers. Just put it that way. So, and he's been rated number 1 this year, pretty much across the board by every single analyst, analytic, stat, whatever. Zack Martin, you got to give him his money. Listen, it'd been great if he played his whole career on that contract, but that's not the reality, and he's not stupid either. He gave in so much. The 6-year deal he signed with the Cowboys was to help the Cowboys, the Joneses, to push the money out in front. Now, when things get a little bit slim and money boosted up, guess what? I mean, you got to pay the man back for helping your team. You make room for some other guys at the time, right? So why should he be held responsible and not open his mouth or sit out? Because he literally said, okay, I'm going to go with a 6-year deal here and go with the, with the $14 million or whatever it was a year when it does get to that point. Now, third year playing on the cheap, so to speak. All right. Now I think the principle is the money here. So, Mike, I'm just saying, that's what I think.
So, let me see. Seabass said, Zach basically said, I scratched yours, now you rub mine. So,
hey,
and that is kind of the point. I know a lot of people,
that's equality.
Just see it as, well, he signed the contract, he did this, but he signed it with the understanding that the Cowboys were going to kind of have his back, right?
Well, we don't know if they said that, but
no, it's more in the sense
he
of
knows he can do
something.
something.
Team-friendly deal, a very team-friendly deal, and every year that it was time to rework it into something even more team-friendly, he always said, sure, that's fine, that's great. So, I'm just saying,
he's always been
front
a good
office benefited plenty of times from Zack Martin making concessions. Now it's time for the front office to make a small concession, and they seem to be going,
Yeah, I mean, we've heard them speak, and they kind of like, we're going to hold firm here. Well, I believe that's a mistake. I think most of the family here and most of the fan base believes that's a mistake as well. That's all. I'm going to leave it at that, I mean, we know the pie is a lie, and yes, you got to utilize it properly, but we know that Zack Martin is worth every single penny and more. Hall of Famer, still top of his game. Pay the man. That's it. Now, moving on. Mike McCarthy spoke about the new contract for Malik Hooker. Guys, number 28 for the Cowboys, free safety. And Malik Hooker, let me fix this here so I can jump up and down for you guys. There you go. So, McCarthy spoke about safety Malik Hooker. Oh, there we go. Sorry, Kevin Maxwell. Kevin Maxwell? I don't know. Ms. Mixwell?
That's all right, yeah.
We got you, Kevin. Thank you, and welcome to the family here. As we continue here, Mike McCarthy spoke about Malik Hooker signing this 3-year contract extension. Again, 3 years, $24 million, 16.5 guaranteed. He said this about Malik Hooker. Mike McCarthy said, quote, he's an incredible football player. You see the range he has, the ball skills. He's an exceptional athlete that does a great job commanding the back end of the defense for us. And again, at free safety, that is why, we don't really have, he is our best free safety. So without question, he's a major need for this Cowboy team. It's very important to have a free safety in the Dan Quinn defense. And finally, everyone kind of understands that now. The front office does. And you got these 3 safeties, guys. Listen to what we did here. The Cowboys' approach to safety. Remember how our approach to safety was we don't care? Like that was the Joneses' opinion on the safety position. They don't pay. They don't draft. It was just no safeties here. We don't pick up free agents. It was just whoever's around. We free agent safety. Darian Thompson's our fucking starter. So that's the Cowboys' approach to safety back a couple years ago. But since Dan Quinn come to town, the approach has been a 180, guys. 3 talented safeties, 3 talented players that they excel in different areas. I mean, like I said, Malik Hooker is more of a free safety to back end range. He's still a good tackler. You got Donovan Wilson who can blitz. He can play linebacker. He can play safety, free safety, corner, slot. He's the most versatile guy on this team, but they're all versatile. And Jaron Curse, who plays basically a hybrid linebacker in the box. Safety that can lock down tight ends, and he's proven to do that for 2 years in a row in Dan Quinn's defense. These are 3 different kind of safeties, and you can use them basically anything but safeties. You can use them as corners, as blitzers, as linebackers, as slot corners. So when the Cowboys are using these 3 safeties that excel in 3 different areas, and they're making $19 million per year combined. So think about that for a second, baby. A lot of teams paying safeties big money, 18, 17 million. We're paying $19 million to these 3 guys per year right now. And it's not like we have a backup. They're all used. We use heavy nickel, which means 3 safeties, 2 corners in a nickel defensive scheme by Dan Quinn. We do that 60% of the time, 70% on third downs. This is vital. So having these 3 guys playing these hybrid positions out of the safety spot is what the Cowboys have finally bought. The front office has bought into in a major way. Thank you, Dan Quinn. And I love what the Cowboys are doing with Malik Hooker. We signed Donovan Wilson earlier this offseason. We signed Jaron Curse 2 years ago. Again, this is the end of his contract now. So are we going to re-sign Jaron Curse? Or are we going to look for someone like Mukuamu or Overshown to maybe play that role? I don't know. We'll see what happens this year. The Cowboys haven't paid him yet in the sense of his second contract with us, or I say third contract with us. So, but all 3 guys vital to Dan Quinn's defense. I love it. You guys love it. We all love it. And they're going to help us get that 6 if they can stay healthy. Knock on wood. Donovan Wilson, good news on him today, guys. I'll give you a little update on that in a minute. But I know that Malik Hooker also spoke today. And he did kind of have some comments, and I guess we'll interrupt Mr. McCarthy for a little hooker time. You want some hooker time? So, what did Mr. Hooker have to say today? It was really after practice, but so we talked a little about Malik Hooker. Throw down some of the verbiage said by him about his new deal.
He said, "It's funny because I've mistaken how many years I've been here. Sometimes I say 4, sometimes I say 5. It's been that long. As quick as it seems, everything has turned around, and we've been together for 3 years."
It's crazy. We got him 3 years ago. You know when we picked him up? Literally 3 years ago today. It was the first week or week and a half of training. I think it was not today, but it was literally a week into training camp 3 years ago. We got Anthony Barr last year, into the season like that, into the training camp season. Yeah. So that's pretty cool right there. And I think that the fact that the Cowboys were able to bring him in, see what he's about, and I think the fact that Dan Quinn rotates the safeties around sometimes. They all get about 60-70% of the snaps, but that keeps these guys that are banged up like Malik Hooker in the past. It keeps him healthier to last the whole season and not get injured. So that's a great thing there. And again, we brought him in literally at the same time. A week or week and a half into training camp. It was a great pickup there by Dan Quinn. One of his first training camp acquires there from Dan Quinn. Jason Renfro dropping that Dak $4 holler on us, and he is fully loaded on that stream, boss. What did the man say?
Ooh, he said, "Clown show can pay a hooker more, but not Zack."
Yeah, well, that's interesting, right?
Yeah, they have their priorities, right? So, but yes, real quick, speaking of the hooker, right? Malik Hooker went on to say as well, "When you're having fun and you're going through the process and you enjoy the process, you tend to forget and miss out on time. It's been 3 years though, and I definitely don't take that for granted."
He's I've said this yesterday. Every year he's gotten better, and he's been one of the top safeties. I'll say this. Let me rephrase that. Not top safeties. One of the top free safeties in the NFL, bar none. A top 10 guy, in my opinion, at free safety specifically for the last 2 years, now into his third year with Dan Quinn.
He added in there as well, "It's special just for how he revamped me and brought me back to life." And the he, of course, being
Dan
Quinn. "I couldn't ask for more to be able to stay in this scheme and in this system. To be playing with the guys I'm surrounded by. I know I say it a lot, but when I tell you there's nothing those guys wouldn't do for me and nothing I wouldn't do for them, I really mean it."
You got to remember, I think one of the keys for all these guys, all three of them, Donovan Wilson, Jaron Kearse, and Malik Hooker, to get paid and stay here in Dallas, even if it might be a little less, is that they're going to be better here than elsewhere. Probably being used by Dan Quinn the way that they get the best chance to maybe eventually bounce out on a higher note, in the sense of maybe up their they're going to look better with the Cowboys on our defense and better with Dan Quinn. They're already good, but the way Dan Quinn utilizes him, it plays to their skill set and their strengths. And guess what happens? They look fantastic together in a trio at safety back there in this Dan Quinn defense. What else did the Hooker say?
So he went on to also say that he really doesn't want to be anywhere else, and he's saying, my guys, as far as his fellow teammates. When I tell you we're really close outside of this football stuff, I knew I didn't want to go anywhere else and play with anybody else. This is where I've been calling home these last few years. I'm comfortable here, and a lot of the people like me. I feel like a family. I wanted to make it mandatory, so I stayed here.
Yeah, isn't he from there? I think he's from Texas as well, so feeling like he's back home, guys.
Makes sense, of course. Yeah. So, and of course, he did go on to add, whether I came here or somewhere else, I was going to leave my mark. I was going to make it hard on them to make any decision on letting me go. I feel like I've done that. Since I've been here, I feel like I've grown to be one of the leaders in the locker room and someone the guys look up to on defense. I don't take that for granted or take it lightly. I'm glad to be able to still be here and to be able to read like I've been leading. To see all of the hard work I put in come back from those injuries and to get into this space, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, to be able to perform the way I've been performing for the last couple years, it makes it that much more special to see the rewards being reaped from all the hard work I've put in. It makes it mean that much more to me.
I'll just say one quick thing. One of the major things why he's able to show what he can do consistently for the last 2 years is because he hasn't been injured. Everywhere else, when he was in Indianapolis, he was injured. He never really got a full year to show what he can do. When he was healthy, he looked great. So the Cowboys, I think the best way they found to get him to keep, if he had to play a full 95% of the snaps for 17 straight games, that might be tough. But he's playing 80% or 70% of the snaps for 16 or 17 games. That's how you get the most out of Malik Hooker and keep him good for the whole entire season. I think that's why he's looking so great here in Dallas. On top of Dan Quinn, utilize him properly and his own natural fantastic skills.
So, I think that was it as far as Malik Hooker. So, let me go ahead and take a second here to hit up the chat real quick. Let me see here. Oh, 808 Cowboy said, I'm confident either way he'll show up. It's just no need to panic.
Zack Martin, yeah.
So, let me see
Make
here.
sure we get
Yeah, of course. And guys, make sure to take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us anywhere and everywhere at MyCowboysFamily. Let me roll back a little bit more, read a few more comments. So, yeah, Frame Ripper said you got to pay a hooker. They don't work or play for free.
Yeah, if anyone knows that, it's Jerry Jones.
Oh.
I see Voodoo saying a couple comments.
I was going back a little bit.
No. Well, I mean, I want to because again, he mentioned about Darren Woodson.
Okay, so
being the last free safety we had. Exactly. We don't cherish this position, but he also makes a comment like I was shitting on Marinelli. Damn right, I was shitting on Marinelli. You know why? Because Marinelli is the one that pushed that mindset. He was like, no, we don't need. We need the versatile 3-tech, the thinner, lighter 3-techs. You know what I'm saying? And that was the Marinelli fault, and the Joneses love that. They don't want to spend money on a safety, so it kind of that's why they. What do you think they went and picked the Marinelli Taco Charlton? Why do you think they picked the Marinelli Tristan Hill? These are the guys that we don't use nowadays in our team. That's not kind of the scheme with Dan Quinn. Those guys were Marinelli's prized jewels over any safety out there, and even Chris Richard was out there jumping on the table for what was it? Was it Juan Thornhill? And they just said, nope, we're going with Tristan Hill. Sorry. And I'm not saying it's the right move or wrong move. Obviously, it was the wrong move. But that's the thing. The front office would listen to anybody who would kiss ass on a defensive tackle that's versatile under Marinelli's scheme instead of maybe the best player out there that you can, get to their best skill set and get the most out of it. That's the clown show. And yes, that was also the Marinelli clownage going on out there. Yes, I shit on Marinelli. He was too old already for all that. And I'm sorry, Voodoo. Far from great defenses. You know this. Come on. We had one decent year on defense in the Marinelli years, I from what I can recall. So,
I mean, why didn't you keep hitting up the chat, baby? Since you,
I know. I want to make sure we get focused here and get back on the same page. But I do have to, there's still a little bit more from old Mike McCarthy. But I, hit up anything that's relative to what we're talking here, like whether it's Malik Hooker or Zack Martin or any of these guys, or again, that's a free safety position, or I can just continue with old Mike.
Let's just keep rolling.
Big Mike. All right, we'll go Big Mike then. So, let me get him up on the screen here. As we're done with the hooker. Hooker's done. Mike McCarthy, though, kept speaking. And now we're talking about preseason. And the first game, as Jason Renfro said earlier, first game is a week away here for our Cowboys. Mike McCarthy said that the preparation for this first preseason game against Jacksonville is going to begin officially Wednesday. All right, everything before that is the install. So there is, the defensive install, specifically the offensive install. So, again, right now what the Cowboys are doing is still figuring out what plays work the best, what is the most smoothest combination of plays that they want to use and keep in their playbook, which ones can be scrapped. Not everything you're seeing on the field is going to be used this year. So, again, up till Wednesday. So, again, today's practice, they're still figuring out the install all the way up until, Wednesday when they're focusing on the Jacksonville Jaguars a little more specifically, who's playing, what's going to be some matchups maybe they're going to look at and how they want to match things up against Jacksonville. McCarthy said he has not decided, though, yet, about this guy. But I think he's decided. Mike McCarthy said he hasn't decided on whether Dak's going to play in any of the preseason games. We have 3 of them this year, 2 at home. But he did add with a smile, quote, if I had to bet, I'd bet on not. But I don't bet. So he's telling you he doesn't bet, but if he had to bet, he'd bet that Dak's not going to play a snap in preseason. Remember, Dak wanted to play. He wanted to get a little bit, but Mike McCarthy's going to hold him back. What do you think about this, baby?
So, I mean, somebody
discuss this all the time,
has to hold him back, right? Or else he's just gonna keep on going and going and going.
I mean, what do you think about Dak though? Going and going and going. My point is that what do you think about Dak playing in preseason? That's all. That's all I wanted to know.
I just said somebody has to hold him back. Dak also has a similar Micah Parsons-esque tendency to kind of overdo it and stuff like that. And, I'm just saying, I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I'm pretty sure I remember saying that if Dak or any of our starters play, it was going to be, basically one series, if that. So, basically, that one series is just not happening. So,
well, at least not with Dak. Right? The offensive line will probably be out there a lot longer than maybe we even want.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't think it's that big of a deal because Dak, like I said, Dak has a tendency to kind of do more than he needs to do sometimes. So yeah, let's be extra cautious and protective of him, right?
When it comes to Dak, what's the chat saying?
Let me see. Seabass said Dak's gonna be cussing on the sideline, talk about I've already been out 4 plays. So no, I think Dak.
But Dak's gonna be teaching out there.
He's expects to not be out there for preseason,
and he's gonna be cheering him on. He's gonna be coaching them up. I want to see Cooper Rush, specifically Will Grier. When you talk about quarterbacks, they're gonna have to probably 50-50 the halves here, and they'll probably alternate it. One day it'll be Cooper Rush starting the first quarter, and the next week it'll be Will Grier starting that first quarter. So we'll see how that goes. That's the one thing we're gonna watch. Quarterback is who's gonna get that backup spot for sure, right? Will Grier's trying to fight for it. He threw a couple picks today, but we're gonna look at other guys, of course, on offense and defense, like Deuce Vaughn, Overshown, all these guys that we've been talking about. You'll see a lot of those guys throughout these preseason games. And Skeptical Fan hits the road running here with that $2 J. Lou holler. Another one. He had his thanks earlier. Drops that there. Much love to this man staying skeptical, our sponsor of the week. What do you have to say, baby?
He said, I think he needs to play a little bit in preseason.
Sounds like McCarthy saying no. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind a drive. But, there's not, I think what is going on here, some of this decision is coming from the fact that we have such a good defense. And the offense is so limited right now on the offensive line with all the guys kind of in and out injured-wise or resting or Zack Martin holding out, that we do enough on defense to give the offense enough trouble. We don't have to see it against another team. I think that's we're not scrimmaging anyone this year. I think that's what it's about this time around with McCarthy. I think he's just like, look, we're good with Dak. I'm not going to risk him on a stupid play happening. Something happens, he gets hurt. Like you said, he does push himself sometimes. Even if it's preseason, he's going to go all out. So McCarthy wants to save all that for the regular season. If you want to see him, in a situation where he's kind of struggling, look against our own defense, because we have struggles with guys missing on the offensive line. We got guys still learning, and of course the defense is masterful. So they're always going to be in Dak's face. You're not going to get a better test than the Dallas Cowboy defense. I don't think he minds letting him skip out for that reason specifically. Maybe more than any other reason. That reason, I think.
So. Let me see here. Yeah, Frank Murray said, I remember when the starters used to play 3 quarters in the first preseason
I remember
game,
that,
2 in the second and 1 in the third. What happened to those days?
Everything's been cut down. Players get injured. They don't want to lose their livelihoods.
You have to remember, this is also like the owners and front offices.
Yeah, true. They invest in these players.
I mean, they don't want to risk losing a player for what amounts to a meaningless game or a meaningless situation. It's one thing for a player to get hurt, week 3 in the middle of the game. It's very different to get hurt, in your third preseason game right before the season starts, playing against, scrub on a, 5th spot. You get what I'm trying to say. That's something about that just adds extra insult to the injury. So, Mike Aldana said limited practices. Again, I wish there was a way to find some kind of a happy balance. Like I said, I figured a handful of series would be, enough to wet the beak, but not enough to, commit fully to, a whole game or even a whole half or a quarter or whatever it is.
Well, that's never
obviously, obviously our front office is in a different mindset.
We should never play Dak for a whole game or a half. That's insanity. But, I don't mind him playing a drive in at least one game. It's not going to happen, though. Again, Mike McCarthy said he's not a betting man, but if he was betting, do not bet on him playing. So Dak will not be there. I see, Cactus G front office learned with Romo situation. I know I see Voodoo still talking about Marinelli. There's no way in hell you ever take Marinelli over Dan Quinn. Marinelli made when he was at the Buccaneers back in the 2000s. But it ain't the 2000s. Now I'm taking Dan Quinn easy. Skeptical fan with that $2 holler. Another one. What did the man staying skeptical, our sponsor of the week, the last 3 weeks, have to say as he brings Jason Renford to 96 Neville Gallimore points? What does skeptical have to say, baby?
He said, if healthy, play the janitor a lot this preseason.
Yep. Again, literally what we're going to go to here in a couple of minutes. So we're going to get to that skeptical because we do have those injury updates and they're vital. Usually, most of it good, one not that good, but we'll get into this in a minute. I'm going to move it on here, baby.
Yeah,
I think
let's keep
we're
rolling.
trying to keep it a short one. I'm going along tonight. So, Mike McCarthy, guys, again, the Dak Prescott situation kind of, if you want to know for sure, it sounds like it's 99.9% sure he's not going to play in preseason. McCarthy said that as far as today with the install and our practice, he said there's going to be a lot of goal line packages with an 8-play segment tied to the 9-on-7s when they go against Jets. So you'll watch here, guys. You'll see when we show the replay of today's recap of training camp practice day 7, you will see a lot of goal line stuff. You'll see a drives that get to the goal line that are a certain number of plays purposely to try to move down the field in a kind of a I don't want to say not a predictable way, but going on the field to take time off the clock to try to open up things later on in the game or open up things maybe later on in that drive. So, that's what the look was today for the Cowboys. And McCarthy said this beforehand. He said added physicality to the padded practices now. So now we're going to see more hitting, more, instead of just tapping them or touching them or throwing them, they're going to be hitting them a little bit more, as we saw today. I'm going to say John Stevens, the tight end, is really trying to make a move at this thing. He's number 49. He got clobbered today by Tyler Coyle, who just knocked him. Knocked him. And I watched it in slow motion. You'll see the replay. He fumbled it as well. That's a plus for Tyler Coyle. Again, our 6th safety. It's impressive. He's been in the practice squad pretty much the last 2 years here. So, anyways, as we're getting into this the injury stuff, let's talk about it here because Luke Schoonmaker was also today the negative update here, baby. I want to know what you think about this, but his foot injury, not practicing. I had said he was going to practice today or Monday at the latest. He didn't practice today because, according to McCarthy, the second-round pick has had a minor setback that occurred yesterday and is now participating. But again, here's the good news. Yesterday he was doing the walkthrough stuff, when they had no practice, right? It was a walkthrough practice. Mm-hmm. So Schoonmaker was participating in the walkthroughs. That's a good sign. He's getting closer. We know this. He got the uniform on, the pads on, but he had a minor setback. Nothing was said about what it was, but McCarthy said it was a minor setback with Luke Schoonmaker and not practicing with the team. He's still on the non-football injury list, and he's not taking off of that. It means until he's taken off of that, he cannot practice until that happens. So keep that in mind, and of course, keep in mind we got another $4 Dak holler to load up the whole entire stream, boss. Jason Renfro, 100 out of 100 there with a $4 holler. What did the man say?
He said, we need a kicker because what we got ain't working.
Baby, you and I have been talking about this for what? Since the Dan Bailey year, their first year, second year of this, we've been talking about, the Cowboys got to get a kicker and that's reliable. Boy, we not got that. We got Zerline reliable. He was reliable a bit, but with us, he just didn't seem as reliable as he was with the Rams and as he is with the Jets. He hasn't missed anything with the Jets. You saw that in preseason. He hit like 250-yarders. And then you look at, of course, the current situation now. We had Maher. Forget about, in the sense of I take Maher at this point right now. I would take Maher. I never thought I'd say that again. I would take Maher at this moment. Maher's in Denver, Mile High, guys. So he's not available. So we got guys out there like Crosby, who knows McCarthy. You got guys out there like, of course, Robbie Gould, although I'm hearing he doesn't want to do kickoffs and he doesn't want to kick from over 50 yards. So that's something to keep in mind. Don't get too happy about Robbie Gould. Yeah. But I would say more like a Mason Crosby. He's pretty damn good, reliable under 50 and under. Come on, let's go. I don't know. But at least bring one of these veterans into the mix and let them compete against these two scrubs.
Yeah, it's not like we don't have options.
Yeah, come on. So I hear you, man. I hear you. And we'll talk about that some more there, Mr. Jason Renfro. Don't worry. We're going to talk about the kicker. That's the wives' strike wrap up here. So, anyways, Luke Schoonmaker, guys, according to McCarthy, had a setback, getting close, and he said, quote, we're hoping for possibly Monday, end quote. So it's bad news he didn't get on that field today. It's bad news he had a minor setback. But it's great news that it sounds like they're really shooting for Monday, and that was like my limit for him. The fact that he got a setback, I could say it could be Tuesday now, or another day. It could be pushed down a little bit. But to me, I think Monday is the target date at the latest that they want it to go, and I think that's where you're going to see him. I think Schoonmaker back on the field, hopefully off the NFI list, by Monday morning. We'll see what happens. No practice tomorrow. Remember that. Mm-hmm. So, any thoughts on old Schoonmaker?
Kenzie Van's cracking me up. He's like, we need CeeDee Lamb at kicker. If you know what I'm talking about, you'll get it. As far as Schoonmaker, let me roll back here. Dr. Football said Schoonmaker stayed injured in college. I feel like he's a wasted pick.
That's what scares us. We've been saying this. I'm trying to hold my tongue about the second-round pick. Osiris Torrance, should that have been the pick over Schoonmaker? This is a McCarthy pick. So we'll see what happens here. He really wanted to use Schoonmaker like 60% of the time in different spots as an inline tight end and sometimes as a slot tight end, blocking tight end, pass-catching tight end at times, but, all-around tight end. Fullback type of guy, but no. I mean, right now he's getting nothing out of him. And remember the guy that I wanted, Darnell Washington from Georgia, who was supposedly injured, when the draft was going down. He's out there just in Pittsburgh, just dominating T.J. Watt in the blocking game of things, and he's not injured. But you know who is? At the draft, he was supposedly okay, Luke Schoonmaker, but he's the one injured, not Darnell Washington. So miss there for the Cowboys in multiple ways. Plus, we could have got Osiris Torrance and got a Schoonmaker or a Schoonmaker-like guy, like Darnell Washington in the third round. I think he was still available. So frustrating. It is frustrating. But that's the Luke Schoonmaker update. The plantar fasciitis is, of course, it's a pain in the ass situation. We know it from Amari Cooper and the fact that he had that issue consistently throughout his time with us, for sure.
And especially that last year he was with us, it basically lingered all year. Does not leave me very hopeful or optimistic for Schoonmaker, especially because, unfortunately, he does have that partial tear, not even the full tear.
It's harder to heal when it's like that.
Yeah. So, especially if he kind of overdoes it or pushes himself more or something like that, that's the easiest way to make sure that he just basically spends all year that way, on and off.
Yeah, that'd be a major bust for the Cowboy front office, the Cowboy scouts, the Cowboy coaches to have made this move. If this is where we're going with this, so I'm going to hope, knock on wood. We're going to talk more about him in a minute, but I just want to say Monday's the target day. Now again, tomorrow they're off. Monday's the next practice pads. That's when Schoonmaker is expected back per McCarthy. Schoonmaker, guys, again, I want to reiterate one last thing about him. He has only been a full participant, but at least he has been a full participant in the walkthroughs. And at least he's on that field. McCarthy at least sees him like he's at least McCarthy sees him out on the field a little bit, and Schoonmaker sees himself in the play, as he's learning it throughout the last couple of months. He sees himself walking through the play, so at least he's taking mental reps. He's doing them in the walkthroughs, so that's a good sign there. But let me just say one last thing about Schoonmaker. If he is there on Monday's practice, look for him to maybe get some snaps against Jacksonville. I think that would be at least the best. That's a way of me saving some of the lost 10 days or 12 days already we have a Schoonmaker. If we can get him in this Jacksonville game in time, I don't want to overdo it or rush him. But if we can get him in this game, it's going to give him some extra reps against some real, competition. Is it going to be too soon or too fast? I don't know. He's getting 10. He got 2 weeks of mental reps, this guy. What do you think about that possibility? Maybe makes it up a little bit with the Jacksonville game. If he does practice Monday, there's a chance he can play against Jacksonville. Any thoughts by you?
I mean, again, I'm sure that he might be physically able to play, but that type of injury, again, it doesn't just go away. So it just turns into how much pain can you handle.
Well, that's going to be the whole life, baby. My point is now...
That's why I said that, it's a little bit tricky still.
If he's good enough to get in that field to practice in full pads and the whole thing, then I think he's good enough to play against Jacksonville and get at least a quarter. A quarter of this play out there.
I thought you were going to say something else was after the.
I was just thinking about how much would he actually get to play out there.
Let me see here. Yeah, Lando from Wakanda said Schoonmaker washed. Fahoko tight end season.
Fahoko needs to worry about just making it on the receiver side, because if not, he's gone.
Look, my biggest fear is that this is going to affect some of McCarthy's kind of master plans for our offense, just because it does seem like we definitely had intentions when it came to Schoonmaker and some of our, like I said, some of our offensive plans, now that we know a little bit more just based off some of the things we've seen in McCarthy's comments behind the scenes. So, let me see. Yeah, Fehoko will make this team. We'll have to see. Cactus G said, I wouldn't think so on Schoon. He needs to heal.
So you want to hold him out a little longer. I mean, I don't know how much he's been healing. That's the thing. Is it that when he gets on that field, he's good to go 100% wise? Or is it that, they're going to put him in on the field earlier? I think they're waiting for it to fully heal before they get him on the field. Like, I think right now he could probably get out there, but they want to make sure he goes the extra couple of days. Although that setback word bothers me by McCarthy.
So, I mean, honestly, I guess even a small tear in that area maybe could just be like very, very painful or whatever. You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
but he looks like he's out there ready. He'd rather be out there. Trust me, because right now he knows he's the talk of the draft
trust
town.
Me, nobody wants him out there more than our Cowboys, because if not, then they also look like dummy dum-dums for grabbing.
Yeah, and I will say one last thing here before we get rolling into this. Think about Peyton Hendershot, his opportunity, and he's been utilized a lot more in this. You'll see in this practice day here. You'll see him be utilized a lot. That tells me that the Cowboys want to see if they can maybe move up the Peyton Hendershot, kind of role if he has to take over sooner than later for Schoonmaker. So, we'll see. Now, Ronald Jones, guys. We know the situation with Ronald Jones. All right, and of course he was suspended for the PEDs the first 2 games of the season. Today, while he's practicing, guys, another setback for him. Ronald Jones left practice with an injury, guys. A very challenging week for Ronald Jones, 2-time Super Bowl winner, but signed with the Cowboys to kind of to replace-ish Ezekiel Elliott. Ronald Jones left practice today with an apparent groin injury. Now those things that's not good. That definitely lingers.
But again, all these kind of lingering soft tissue injuries, not great.
And that's the thing, with him, he's got less time. He's got to show his stuff now if he wants to make this team, and stay on board for 2 extra weeks to find a usage for him. Because, again, he'll have 2 weeks to stay on that exempt list until he comes off suspension. Then the Cowboys got to either cut him or cut somebody else. So, will they even keep him? If they can't even see him work. If that groin injury is anything that's going to keep him out for a couple of weeks, he's not going to make this team. I don't know how he's going to make the team with what they've seen so far. So, again, a guy... seems like it's not his career is going to be very short with the Cowboys. At least it feels that way. He's 26 years old, getting that 2-game suspension. Of course, earlier in the week that's put on. That's what he failed. That test was a heart medication, whatever it was. So now it comes down to Malik Davis, Rico Dowdle, Deuce Vaughn. These are the 3 guys you got left. And to me, I personally think that Malik Davis is he's the best replacement for Tony Pollard, if anybody goes that way. Not saying anything great, but he's the best replacement for Tony Pollard, in my opinion. Now, the Cowboys, they're pushing Rico Dowdle for whatever reason. Again, he's come back from 2 injuries, hip injuries the last 2 years. So I'm hoping that he can come back strong. He looked good his first year, but we have to still see that. And, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to, I don't know if he can pick up. He's a little smaller than Malik Davis, but he's supposedly the stronger of the 2. And then Deuce Vaughn, of course, we know what he's about. Little guy, little. But again, utilized like a Darren Sproles, fantastic. Is he a replacement, a starter? Hell no. Please get that right, guys. He's not going to be. I hear people saying he's Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith. What are you guys smoking out there? That ain't the case. That's in your dreams, maybe. Deuce Vaughn has to survive first. And right now, I think also you got to add in one more guy now. Now another guy who gets a lot more into the mix is Hunter Lipke. Without Ronald Jones and no Zeke signing, who's your power guy? It's got to be someone like, Hunter Lipke, who can do some of the blocking, some of the running, some of the catching, some of the stuff that the Cowboys can maybe utilize from him that we wanted to do with Schoonmaker. Schoonmaker was going to kind of do some of the, not the running, but some of the blocking and some of the catching. Well, that's what Lipke can do, plus run short yardage. So that's kind of Ronald Jones' job. That's kind of the old Zeke job. I don't know if Rico Dowdle or, of course, not Deuce, but Malik Davis, if any of these guys are going to be short yardage guys that are reliable, Tony Pollard might be our best guy. So, either way, guys, that's the situation with Ronald Jones. Another hit for him. I think he's in trouble. Every rep matters. So now you're going to see these guys split up his reps even more. So, any thoughts on that, on the Ronald Jones situation?
I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head earlier. This is a guy who really can't afford to miss any kind of time here. So just really unfortunate that he is injured. But, you know, we already knew that it was going to be a long shot with his kind of personal situation and all that stuff. So,
and I'll say one last thing. If he can get on the field for a couple more weeks, he can maybe get those 2 extra weeks, you know, of the suspension to maybe allow time to see if we will bring him onto this 53, you know, after that week 2 game. So just something to think about.
Oh, so by the way, Ryan Fowles, yes, Mr. Jason Renfro did gift you a membership earlier today. So
congrats.
There you go.
Congrats. You dropped those emojis, bro.
Dr. Football, by the way, says still holding out hope for a Zeke deal.
And that's, again, we know that was it Stephen Jones, Jerry, they both kind of said the options are still open, right? He's a free agent. We'll still be looking, but they said it's about business. That tells you it's strictly about Zeke, not about Zeke being able to play with the Cowboys. It's about Zeke asking for too much and then the Cowboys want to pay. That's 100% what it's about right now.
So Burn Bar said MCW is taller than Deuce. I wish,
a couple inches.
No, even Deuce
Shorter.
is a little taller than me.
But little Jay, I think, is about the same height almost. She's an inch or two shorter than her. Than Deuce. So, listen, he's a short guy, but he's a fantastic football player. Let's see if he can last. And we're going to talk about some of the scary things about Deuce Vaughn, in my opinion, here when we do this recap. But let me say this. Today, the Cowboys practice. Let's open this thing up, baby, and kind of wrap it up with the practice session here. And I'll put the video on here so you guys can see it on the screen as Micah comes out. You'll see cornerbacks come out. You see all the receivers come out. So today, you know what today was? I didn't realize it. Today was the most impressive crowd out there. Why? Because it is the blue and white practice. It's that scrimmage practice game. That today was that day. With I didn't even make that much big of a deal about it. But today was that. It was a 2-hour session.
Nice.
It was a very long practice today, and of course, the actual game part, we've seen it before, streamed on DallasCowboys.com. But wait, we get you. I think it's closer now, more into the action here on My Cowboys Family. So a lot of reasons for the Cowboys to smile. Donovan Wilson, guys. I'm talking about these injuries. Donovan Wilson. There you see Tyron Smith, by the way, of course, as you can see, getting what? A veteran day, guys. He was a veteran day for Tyron Smith. Well-deserved. So here's the thing, guys. Donovan Wilson, listen to this. Was spotted there, not doing any drills, not doing any field work, but he was spotted walking around without a limp or wearing a boot. All right, so he's recovering from this calf injury. That is very promising that he'll be ready sooner than later, and I still think you keep Donovan Wilson out till week 1. We'll go with that, right? So, hey, look, speaking of, you just saw Donovan Wilson on your screen right there, guys. Here's Israel Mukwamu, also back on that field, and he was participating today in not just drills, but he was actually in the team drills as well. So that's big there. Micah doing his thing out there. Now, Micah got a little crazy. We'll go back to Micah in a minute here. But didn't like what he did here with his injury that you see, in this drill, trying to punch the ball out. And then, bam! Ugh.
Got a little too cute there, Micah.
Well, cute or not, is it a bad drill? I mean, we know it works well to knock the ball out, but this you don't want no broken wrist in this situation. And that is the first thing Micah Parsons was asked today. I know he spoke about it. He appeared to hurt his right arm, his right wrist during this drill, trying to punch the football out. He stayed out on the football field. As you'll see now, this is uncut, guys. This is the full video. He stayed on the football field. You'll see him here. He gets back to the huddle. This is you got to watch it all the way through here. Goes for his shoulder, goes for his wrist. I know when I was watching this, my heart sank. But he's here back in the huddle. Now, they just don't even check him. Nobody's checking him, which is strange. And Jangly Echoes dropping that $2 holler right there. I'll have to get back to that now. But let's first talk about Jangly and what Jangly said with that $2 drop.
Thank you so much, Jangly, with the $2 holler saying, Overshown is him. He is that dude.
Telling you. Jason Renfro, number 1 fan here when it comes to Overshown. And yes, he has shown a lot in this practice today. Jason Renfro, by the way, did 98 points on the Stream Boss.
But yes, thank you again, Jangly. I appreciate you, of course.
Appreciate you. And let me actually just get to the mic. Let me talk about Micah Parsons here. Look, I'll show you another view, another angle of this. But basically, Micah, he kind of brought this up. There's another angle here. He brought this up after practice. And he said that he just jammed it. He said it wasn't a big deal when it comes to the injury. So I know later you'll talk about what he said on Micah Parsons when it comes to this injury. You can see this drill. They throw it, catch it, and then you got to punch the ball out. That's when it happened. Just know, guys, as I was saying, and you'll see it, and I guess you'll see it on the other video here when I put it back up for you guys. You'll see in a minute that Micah Parsons does come right back and then goes. And again, you'll see it here in a quick second. You'll see Micah going playing wide receiver. And he's getting covered by Trayvon Diggs, talking smack to him in the end zone. But and I think he makes the pick, Trayvon Diggs. We know. But here you see Micah struggling. He don't look good. And then gets in the huddle. He goes out for a pass. Gets in the huddle. Goes out for another pass. And, he looks fine. His arm just kind of stops. He stops grabbing his arm. So, of course, here you're nervous. We're worried about it. Guys, 2 or 3 minutes later, this is Micah Parsons going for a pass, going full blast. Trayvon Diggs talking ish. We love it here. Everyone's got to get used to this shit talking. That's life. That's trash talking. So that's the situation there, guys, with Micah Parsons. When you'll see it here again, baby, try to remind me when it comes up on the screen. So on this screen, so that when I can kind of divert myself to that, because I do want to explain and kind of talk it through. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. So just going to this practice here, guys. Great news, pretty much across the board. Donovan Wilson, no walking boot. Again, you'll see it here as Tyron Smith walks out. You'll see number 6, no walking boot, no limp. Fantastic news there, obviously. So, and also Israel Mukuamu, like I said, out there, full blast. That's great news as well. He had that thigh hamstring. He just the first day of practicing pads, he's back out there. Like I was saying, there's Micah, and you'll see the injury here in a minute. But great news about Donovan Wilson. Great news about Israel Mukuamu. Great news about Micah Parsons and his injury there. But yeah, again, Israel Mukuamu, Izzy, back out there, missed the last several practices with that tightness in his hamstring and took the field during the drills today. Came back sooner than expected. So as you can see now, there's the Micah Parsons injury. That's anyways. And again, holding his wrist. You'll see him walk back to the huddle. And then check out, this is a non-cut. There's no cut here. So check it out. And you'll see how he, goes out for the pass immediately against Trayvon Diggs. I guess this is more.
Yeah, no holding back, no hesitation.
Yeah.
Just
it's just this. For it. It's just like. But why is there no medical personnel out there? I would like that answer. Like, why are there no Cowboy staff out there asking what's going on? I mean, this guy comes up, and again, I don't know who he is, whatever. Linebacker coach, I think it is, if I'm not mistaken. But they don't even look at his arm. They just get back in there. Skeptical with that too. $2 holler right there. What did the man staying skeptical have to say as he tries to creep up a little closer there to that top spot? Second place currently, taking Jason Renfro to 96 points.
He said, "I've got Cowboys packages for you to raffle off soon."
I quickly saw that. Didn't have a chance to even message back on that, but we're gonna answer you and check it out. And yes, much love. We got some special raffles on the way. Like we have a special route here being run by Micah Parsons. All of a sudden, he's fine, guys. So great to see. Again, there's the other play.
I'm assuming you kind of asked it earlier. Why didn't any medical personnel check him out or whatever? I'm gonna assume it's because Micah, basically, he obviously was in pain or whatever. But since he stayed out there on the field, the staff were like, "Okay, he's fine."
All right, that's chancy. Now there's Mozzie Smith, guys, just running over 67. I don't know who that is, but he ain't Brock Hoffman maybe. Mozzie Smith is the real deal here. Now we're gonna see some drills here with one-on-ones with Dak throwing the receiver who's only covered by someone. There is Simi Fehoko who does get the best of Trayvon Diggs on this play. So I'm just saying right now, I love it. Look, by the way, why is a lot of Trayvon Diggs, but no Stephon Gilmore? Stephon Gilmore was also given a resting day like Tyron Smith was. So again, he was in full pads. He was actually, you'll see him teaching and talking to Trayvon Diggs and Nashawn Wright, but he didn't go through any of the team drills. He did do a little bit of the individual drills. It's a rest day for him, right? He didn't do any of these drills here. As there's, you see John Stevens right there making a great catch from, I think it was Cooper Rush. Look for him in preseason, number 49 here. Dak, finds nobody here. He's got to get rid of that ball. Almost picked by Trayvon Diggs there. Right, coming around your face right there. Right into the screen. So, anyways, guys, some more things you might see here. Dak Prescott, he was 23 of 25. I'm sorry, 23 of 35 in the team drills and the 7-on-7 drills. He was very sharp in the 2-minute action. So up-tempo, quick. That's where Dak loves it, and that's where Dak does great. So very good there. Again, guys, very sharp. He completed all 9 of his passes before finding CeeDee Lamb in the end zone for a touchdown. Now, this one here was not. This was almost picked up by Wanye Thomas. Really kind of waking up this whole, he's really part of the names, like him and Jalen Brooks, number 83, a receiver. Those are the names you're hearing a lot about right now. And here, Dak looking, throwing, touchdown, Sean McEwen. Again, a tight end 3 right now without Schoonmaker in the mix. Now, Dak back here to pass. You got Pollard in the backfield, goes out for a little thing. But no, he goes to Brandon Cooks, who beats Trayvon Diggs for the touchdown there. You got to love it. Brandon Cooks, the route running is fantastic. He, got Trayvon out of place there with no help behind him. And then this is what I'm talking about here, the touchdown from Dak Prescott to CeeDee Lamb in the end zone. A great job there. Earlier he had a poor throw on a deep pass to Kevontae Turpin, and Deron Bland almost intercepted it. This play, Dak throws a nice pass to CeeDee Lamb, who beats number 1, Kelvin Joseph. Whoop! Right there. Touchdown, CeeDee Lamb. And the interesting note to this afterwards, watch Dak Prescott. If you guys watch the original, you guys can watch the video I posted. You'll hear Dak talking to Kelvin Joseph right now, saying, "Did you like that? Isn't that what you wanted? Did I give you what you wanted?" Talking shit, talking trash. You gotta love it. And Dak wasn't finished talking trash. He'll talk trash there to LVE again.
Does that mean he doesn't respect Kelvin Joseph?
My God, yeah. He must disrespect him. Yeah. Now look, here's the study session. I love it. Stephon Gilmore literally teaching Trayvon Diggs on the field. And Nashawn Wright notices, comes over, and says, "Teach me too, sir." Love it. You gotta love this is the stuff you cannot get with just another drafted player or 2-year free agent or 4-year free agent. This is a veteran providing top-notch information to these young guys. And yes, Trayvon Diggs is just learning more, getting better with the other guys here, because a lot of it had to do with Stephon Gilmore. So love to freaking see it. Now, baby, this is the part I think you're gonna hate. The kicks. A miss there. The first ones you're going to see are Tristan Vizcaino. That was his first one. This is the second one, baby. What do you think about it? Kicks it up and boink.
Oh, yay.
It's harder to hit the damn goalpost than it's easier to make it through the uprights than to hit the goalpost. But he does it here. Again, a replay from the other angle in case you're wondering. They got to make sure you focus on that ball. That ball was bouncing a lot in the front of the goalposts in these sessions. This was the mojo moments, by the way. These guys fucking fail.
No mojo then.
They have no mojo and no moment here. Another Tristan Vizcaino. Missed it. They all went left on him, guys, except for the one that hit the goalpost. Even the fans were booing, as you can see. And this guy here with the sunglasses, both these guys, they said, "We'll kick for free." Yeah. I mean, it can't be worse than this shit. The one guy, the shorter guy, is like, "I play soccer." I mean, get these guys out there, because these guys right now on the field is a fucking embarrassment. Now, again, I do want to go back. She said she'll kick it too. Right there, I'll kick it. Listen, Tristan Vizcaino missed 4 straight field goals. Now, this is Brandon Aubrey, the USFL guy. It didn't even get to the goalpost. That's short as shit. Another one up in the air. Another miss. Wide left. Brandon Aubrey, the USFL guy, finally made one. Whoop the fucking deal.
I'm so glad we are 1 for 4.
I'll go through this real quick. Vizcaino, he missed 4 straight field goals from 33 yards, 38 yards, 39 yards, and another 39 yards there as Pollard runs. The first 39-yarder had poor operation and a bad snap, so they redid it again. Still missed it. All those misses were wide left. Vizcaino went 4 for 8. So, and those 4 misses, guys, just so you guys know. Great catch there by Jalen Tolbert. Great throw by Dak Prescott, by the way. But Brandon Aubrey didn't do much better. He went 5 for 7. He missed from 33 yards. He missed from 42 yards. One of those 2 that he kicked, I'm assuming the 42-yarder, came up on the goal line. It hit the goal line. So, Brandon Aubrey's doing a little better, but it ain't good, guys. I have a major issue. We're going to talk more about the kickers in a minute. Here's the trash talking. Dak Prescott to LVE. Dak's not disrespecting this defense. But again, guys, it's part of the way Dak has always been, in case you forgot. Here's another replay. of the quarterback sneak. Now, keep it in mind, you can't hit the quarterback, so it was almost until they say, hey, fuck you to defense. Of course, this is almost like a joke play, but LVE, not happy. Dak put it in his face. Here you go. You want the ball. It's all for fun. That's the way they're rolling out there. And Dak always is talking trash. I like it. I don't have a problem with it.
Robbie Gould has made it pretty clear he doesn't want to kick.
Over 50 yards or kickoffs. That's what he said. That's why he's not getting looks. I say Mason Crosby. Let's look at him. Bring him in. I'm not saying get him and fire these two guys. I say bring him in and then force you to fire these two guys. Mukwuamu back in the field, number 24. You see him right there in coverage. Gotta love that. You're seeing here, look, these are the backups now here. You're seeing Will Greer gets to John Stevens, 49, and then boom! Tyler Coyle just knocks the ball out. That's a fumble. He shouldn't be looking around. He should be getting that football. But either way, it's a great job by Coyle. And here you're seeing, look at this here, baby. There's little man, pass protection, Deuce Vaughn. Not bad there, but now look at this, baby. Play action. He has to pick up the blitz. I mean, it's like a little kid out there on that play.
It really does look like I put on some football.
Pass protection. Pass protection got to be. You got to start doing. You got to cannot put him in pass protection situations. Now there's DeMarvin Overshown with the tipped interception. Great awareness. And here's Hunter Lipke can't make this catch. It's picked by Overshown, and this ended the practice. This was the last play of practice, guys. So defense wins again. Once again, dominating as they have been pretty much every practice. Keep in mind the offensive line's been weakened, of course, but yeah, that's the situation there for the practice. I'll let her run through again just to finish a couple last things that I wanted to bring up here, kind of jumping around. But Brock Hoffman took some. I was talking about him as an offensive lineman. Took some snaps as a second-team center. What else did I see out there? The defense guys. They were doing basically practicing blocking on punt returns, doing drills where the players would be responsible would-be tackler. So Mozzie Smith was even given the ball on one of those snaps, and he ran like 15 yards for a touchdown on the punt return situations. Now, Jalen Brooks, guys, number 83, one of these receivers here, right? Rookie 7th-round pick, off to a very good start in training camp, but it's going to have to make the team based on what? What I just spoke about, special teams. It's about special teams for him to make the team. He did beat C.J. Goodwin, who's our best special teams guy. He beat C.J. Goodwin and Kelvin Joseph, both top special teams players, on a double press and punt coverage. So that's a really good start for Jalen Brooks, not just to make it on the offense, we're seeing him do good, number 83, but he's got to do good on special teams, and he's doing that right now. So great news there. We'll dig a little deeper on some of these players, some of these rookies, some of the vets, whoever, right? So these other we talked about Micah Parsons and that injury. Again, the defense has been dominating, so that's the identity of this team, not offense. The young tight ends, guys, were a good bright spot. We didn't see much from Ferguson today because I think he was kind of held out a little bit, but a lot of Peyton Hendershot. And also a lot of Sean McEwen, too. One other guy you saw a lot of in there was 49, John Stevens. I think he's the big name for the preseason. You want to keep your eye on him because they know about McEwen. They kind of know Hendershot. They'll play a little bit, but I think the most of the snaps you're going to see number 49, John Stevens, the guy you'll see here catching the ball later on in one of the drills from Cooper Rush. I think you're going to see him kind of trying to make a move here in preseason, trying to make this team or the practice squad. There's the injury, of course, to Micah. Again, reiterating he was okay, 100% okay, guys. So Osa Odigizua, number 97, was really doing great today on the defensive line, but again, very limited on the defensive line. Keep that in mind, guys. All right, without Zack Martin, Tyler Smith sometimes playing tackle, he's mainly playing guard. Sometimes, we're playing second stringers. Osa tore them all up. Other than Zack Martin's not there and Tyler Smith, everybody else was kind of beaten pretty bad by Osa Odigizua. Like I said about the kickers, guys, the Mojo Moment, they went 1 out of 6 kicks. They made 1 out of 6 in the Mojo Moment. Horrible day. Eric Scott, number 37, the rookie, 6th-rounder, cornerback, had, I'd say, the most complete practice. I saw, again, you're going to get some bonus footage tomorrow that we missed today. From this practice, it's a lot. You're going to love it, guys. It's going to be another day of practice, basically, even though there's no practice. Tomorrow, you'll see the video when we post it here on My Cowboys Family. But watch number 37, Eric Scott, involved in a lot of different one-on-one stuff and breaking the passes up. A guy who's been standing out to me in the offseason and OTAs and rookie stuff, but mini camp, but really in training camp, he's continued to take that forward. So I love it. I can't wait to see what Eric Scott's going to bring. Eric Scott Jr. A lot of big hits. Talked about Tyler Coyle's big hit there on number 49. A big hit right here by Mozzie Smith, just breaking down number 67. He's thrown guys. He's done this. He's done this too. Farniak, just keep him coming. I mean, he's gonna dominate there, Mozzie. So I'm curious to know who number 67 is on our team. I'm gonna look it up real quick, guys. It's kind of bothering me. I gotta know, who got bowled over like that. It was Brock Hoffman, who did play center today. A lot more than usual, let's put it that way, in practice. Getting a little more reps there for Biadasz. They're trying to find their backup center here, So there's Jalen Brooks with that touchdown, 83, spinning that ball at the end. So he was doing great. Listen, the energy was very high. Again, I said a big crowd, the blue and white scrimmage. Now, Diggs had a one-handed catch. Deuce Vaughn, actually, might see that tomorrow in our video. He had a one-handed catch as well. Brooks and Tolbert, number 18, Tolbert, Brooks 83, still making an impact. So they're both really fighting it out with Turpin. And for that 4, 5, and 6 spots right there. There was a woman referee as well. Did a great job in her first training camp practice with the Cowboys. And just one last thing as we get to the kickers, maybe I do want to say one other update on the kicker situation, if you don't mind me saying.
Of course, don't go ahead.
And again, if it comes up now, we'll put it on now here. But the Cowboys are not panicking right now. According to sources, the Cowboys are not panicking at the kicking performance after this Saturday's practice. And why is that? Well, some things we didn't know about this. Again, we saw some of the misses. We saw them with 42 and 33 and all these. That should be not misses like this horribly. But according to the Cowboys front office and sources, other issues made Saturday's poor kicking performance less of a disaster than it really looked. To me, this is a major question going on here, and I know for you too, for the kicking spot here. So again, the Cowboys are claiming, 1 out of 6 for the kicks. You'll see them here in a minute, come up on the screen. The Cowboys kickers, both of them, Brandon Aubrey from the USFL, Tristan Vizcaino, the placeholder leftover from last year's practice squad. They went 1 for 6, Aubrey hitting the only field goal when it was the mojo moments. They also went, for their full pregame stuff, they went, Vizcaino went 4 for 8, and Aubrey went 5 for 7, I think it was. So, or 5 for 8. Not a very good day for these guys in any way you slice this. So, we're finishing this up here. What the Cowboys front office is saying is that it was other factors that made these kicks look worse than it was. They said there was a strong breeze.
Yes, very windy, I'm sure.
They said the attempts were the equivalent of about 60 yards. Now, we saw them kicked from 42 and 33 and 40. I mean, what the fuck are they talking about? What kind of bullshit you'll watch it now, guys. Now, I'm not saying they were not all a couple far ones from 60. And these are the pregame ones. Maybe they were, farther out. But look, mojo moments, they missed them. 1 out of 6 in mojo moments. And in the start of the day drills, they were horrible. They were 50% and 55%. Here they are. Now that's right there. That is a 30-something yarder, guys. So I don't know what the Joneses are trying to say or the front office is saying. This is not a 60-yard kick and there's a breeze. Well, there's going to be breezes in football games all the time. So look, the point is, what are the Cowboys going to do about this? I mean, this is your subject here. So what are the Cowboys going to do about this? The Cowboys are saying, an executive from the Cowboys is saying that a free agent kicker like Mason Crosby or Robbie Gould coming in for a workout is, quote, unlikely, end quote. At least anytime soon, they said. So no Mason Crosby or Robbie Gould anytime soon. That's what we're being told, guys, as the fans boo. Imagine if we lose a game, a playoff game, or a Super Bowl game because of the fucking kicker. We've been saying this since the beginning of time. You've been a big proponent of the kicking situation. So have I been. I remember the days it's so comfortable to have a kicker that can hit him from 50 yards and in. We don't have that since Dan Bailey. Maher ain't that. He was all right last year, but then he blew it in the freaking playoffs. So right now, the Cowboy organization wants Aubrey and Vizcaino to compete in game settings before they make any kind of decisions. And again, this is so short. I mean, it's embarrassing, in my opinion here. There's another miss by Aubrey. The last one you'll see here, this is the final kick. He makes this one. Maybe if this is one from 50, I don't know. But he made this one. The only one made in the Mojo Moments. So again, guys, the first exhibition game is August 12th. Jacksonville Jaguars in AT&T Stadium. Last year, the Cowboys had 2 kickers competing in remember, it was Garibay and Hajrulahu. They were battling it out. They both sucked it up for the first 2 weeks. I think they had a playoff. I think we had a preseason game. And then they went with Maher and got him back in town and cut the other 2 guys. So that's what it was last year. To me, that's where we're headed to this year. Not with Maher. He's in Denver. But that's where we're heading right now with this team, with the kicking situation. And why do we keep shooting ourselves in the foot? Why does this front... I mean, you fix the safety situation and defensive tackle situation, and you forget about the kicker situation again. It's like it's insane to me that the Cowboys have allowed this to infect this fucking team, and they're not going to do anything. They're going to stick with their guys. It's embarrassing. What do you think about this, baby? This is your topic of discussion.
I can't believe that our front office is somehow okay with this, or chill with this, or just accepting of this. I mean, how low have we sunk? Dallas, come on, have some self-respect. I'm just saying, like, this goes beyond, like, embarrassing. It goes to a different level. Like, just accepting mediocrity. That's taking steps backwards on a team that has done nothing but take steps forward for the last handful of years. So, just really disappointed. Also makes me think, I know I kind of said this as a joke, but it turned into I said it as a joke, and now I'm like, sounds like it's a possibility. Watch the Cowboys pull a bit of a Steelers situation where we'll just go for 2. Like every time. Just why not? Or
McCarthy,
go for it on 4th down.
McCarthy would love that. McCarthy would love that. I guess that was your rant, but any other thoughts from the chat there as far as their rants on the situation? Okay. No, I'm just saying. I'm saying. I think I'm more upset than you are about this, but I'm just saying. Like I've been simmering with this here, and you've been simmering with this for years on waiting for this front office to finally make a move on a kicker that we can rely on. Look, the only one I'll say they made a shot with was Zerline. I mean, they tried with Zerline. Zerline didn't perform with us, then he's doing great with the Jets now for some fucking reason. I don't know what it is. But now we got number 1 here, who's our best kicker right now. So number 16 is the Tristan Vizcaino. Number 1 is Brandon Aubrey. Brandon Aubrey is missing him from 40 and 30 yards as well. So I'm sick of it. Are you guys sick of it? I know you're sick of it.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys sick of it in the chat? You guys now want to see the kicking situation fixed?
I mean, can I read a...
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for, yeah.
Okay, so Justin Crow said, it would suck to go into the season with the stacked team, but a noodle leg for a kicker.
Can you imagine it costing us a game or 2 or a playoff game or... I don't even say Super Bowl.
Yeah, Thomas Garrett said, I still believe Robbie Gould is still on standby.
Again, I'm going to reiterate, Robbie Gould, the hit on him is that he does not want to kick... He's not going to kick over 50 yards. And he doesn't want to do kickoffs. I'm assuming something's going on. I know he had some... People saying he had some injury issues. I saw him play against us in the playoffs. He had no injury issue. He had every fucking field goal right down the middle. Extra point. Kickoffs. I don't know. But either way, the Cowboys are not going to sign anyone, at least until after this Jacksonville game. And see how these guys do in actually game action. These guys came and kick in freaking, training camp 33-yard action. When the lights come on, I mean, what? There's no wind? So that's what he's going to go with? Because the AT&T Stadium is no wind, so he wants to hope they show out there? It's fool's gold. Fucking fool's gold.
So, let me see. Raul said Jimmy always made sure we had a solid kicker.
Correct. Damn right.
Bruce got the toxic juice, said, I'm late, but I smell clown show fuckery.
Kicker situation. Alert.
Fuckery is afoot.
Literally afoot.
Roland Rodriguez said, the only factor is the kickers suck. The front office is a clown show.
Rolando, you know this. This is what we talk about here, and I don't like it. I want this to be fixed. This is the least clowniest offseason in a while, but there's always a little clowniness showing up, and that's the kicking spot right now. Our weakest position is kicker.
Yeah, Seabass is like, we believe in our guys. Oh, man, right? Oh, as Raul said, if these fools cost us a game.
Clown show. Remember, you can get mad at Tristan Vizcaino, you can get mad at Brandon Aubrey, but get mad at the real people that you got to get mad. You got to get mad at these motherfuckers. These are the guys you get mad at. Don't get mad at I'm going to get mad at the kicker. I'm like, you shit, you suck. Why? But in the end, it's not his choice. He sucks, and he was still hired by these fucking idiots. Sorry, I'm going to stop my rant. Go ahead.
So, no, let me roll back a little bit more. Right, Skeptical Van said, just get a soccer player. Oh, and have a great night, Skeptical. Much love. Appreciate you.
Yes, the man. 3 weeks in a row. Sponsor of the week. 1 day to go. We'll see what happens tomorrow. He's in second place behind Jason Renfro, but he's the membership king 3 months in a row. And guess what? He's also got the lead once again this week against Jason Renfro. 20-11 as they're coming down the final stretch.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Justin Crow said, I hope McCarthy has his 2-point conversion playbook ready.
Exactly. As you said, it's going to be 2-point season, guys. And it's going to be going for it on 4th down season. Much love, by the way, to the Q man, Justin Quarles. I hope that the wife and I were able to give you enough information to figure that out. But try using a laptop, a computer, a tablet. I don't know. But always appreciate you, Q man. Justin Quarles in the house. It was a couple weeks ago. Was our Cash App king. So we're good there. I think we're gonna let's turn now. We got the kicking stuff out of us now. I think.
Yeah.
Like diarrhea.
Nah.
Let's talk about the finale here, baby. You interviewed Micah Parsons today.
Yes, me personally.
Oh, well, you know what? I was going to say one thing.
All right, no, go ahead.
I should say this first. I did want to throw in one little quick footage here. You guys already have seen this, but I want you to see it too. I want you to kind of walk it through one time with me. And Deuce Vaughn. Again, you've seen the pads come on here. Okay, he would have been tackled probably after about 7 yards. Fine. I love him running the ball. Here, he gets about 2 yards, and then he gets stopped. But LVE, bam! Pops him. All right. Not really killing him yet, but all right. Here's the thing, guys. Today was pass protection day. And the first one, Deuce does okay, but the guy kind of stopped. Who's that? Is that Sam Williams? He just stopped, or Fowler. He just stopped going at him. He just kind of, okay. No need to overpower him there. But this one was the one, guys. Taking the play action here, Deuce Vaughn's got to jump back out there. He's too short. His arms are too small. He was not able to really get on him at all, as you can see. And then Will Greer had to throw the ball away. With slow motion, this went up. And you see what I mean. Deuce, he looks like a child on this play. We cannot rely on Dak Prescott or any quarterback to rely on him. We got to rely on Dak Prescott, but not on a blocker in Deuce Vaughn in pass protection. That cannot happen. As long as McCarthy understands this, and trust me, the one thing that we hear McCarthy saying is that how you use Deuce is that's important. That's a good sign, but they have to at least try him out. So Deuce Vaughn, giving it his all. I love the player. I love the guy. He has all the heart in the world. You know, we still got to see him kind of really get hit and get tackled. We haven't really seen that. That's coming preseason, guys, on the 12th. I'm excited to see that, and I just want to see him do well. But I don't want to see him out there pass protecting too much. You guys feel me? So, anyways. I'm sorry. I guess that's all a comment I wanted to make. I don't know if anybody had any comments about Deuce there. I'm adamant about that. Utilizing your players properly. I'm not Kellen Moore. I'm not like Kellen Moore. I don't want to just make them fit my scheme and you deal with it. I want to make sure that the scheme is given to them, that they fit around their skill set and their strengths. So you want to go against his weaknesses? Do not put him in pass protection too often.
Said sorry. Deuce looks like bring your kid to work day.
Technically, they're both working at the same place, him and his dad.
Justin Crow said, agree, MCF.
Yeah, that's all. I only bring that video up just to show, look, Deuce is not, people tell me he's Barry Sanders, please. He's not. He's Emmitt Smith. He should get 22. No, he's not ever going to get that. But he could be Darren Sproles-ish if you use him right. If you use him as a 3-down back and pass protection, we're going to get creamed. No offense to Deuce Vaughn, but that's just the facts. Much love, Q-Man. Appreciate you. No, but baby, now you can. I guess if they're all done about the. I don't know if anybody else had any Deuce sprinkles in there, but I'm ready to hear from you about.
Cactus, you said offense has to put Deuce in a position to succeed.
Correct.
Pass protection isn't it.
Boom.
Let's learn from Dan Quinn.
Exactly, and of course, I don't mind McCarthy doing this now to try him out and see what he can do, but he can't do it.
Oh, he tried
consistently.
it. We saw what he can do. No,
exactly.
Thank you.
I don't see that too often happening at any preseason game, in any training camp hitting session. I don't see that happening too much more with Deuce Vaughn, and that's a good thing. So, baby. The man who spoke today is the man with the wrist issue. And I got to hear about his update on his wrist and all the other things he spoke about today. The main guy, Micah Parsons, baby. Take it away. Let me know what he was doing today.
So first things first, as far as obviously the little bump he sustained to his wrist, he said, yeah, I was just being stupid and jammed my joint. I'm pretty fine, though. Nothing too serious right there.
So jammed that joint. Jammed his wrist, or yeah, looks like his wrist there. All right.
Micah has also apparently taken Overshown under his wing. He said, quote, "The way he's gravitated to me, you see a flash. You see him shoot a gap. I'm like, bro, just let it go all the time." And today I was like, bro, that's how you show that you have a freaking playmaker. That's how you ball out. So
I love Overshown getting a little more teaching from the great Micah Parsons, and today he was very aware on the field. Overshown, fantastic.
And as far as our newly drafted rookie Mozzie Smith, Micah Parsons said he's super explosive, super strong. Every day he's gotten better. He's like, man, teach me how to pass rush. Teach me how to get off. Teach me how to this. He's been emphasizing that and just getting better and better.
You look at, in the video we played earlier, the daily video, you saw Mozzie Smith, run over Brock Hoffman, number 67, just pummel him. But you saw the get off was better, was faster. And that has to do something maybe with a little bit of a teaching there from the great number 11 Micah Parsons. So you're seeing that, and you're seeing it on the film, the change of Mozzie definitely has gotten off the ball quicker.
So, and he also took a moment to show some love for Overshown's big day today, saying, "I told him that's how you know you're a freaking playmaker. That's the standard. That's how you do it." And I couldn't be more happy for him.
Love it. I mean, that's what it's about, guys. Just these guys getting better. Yeah. Micah leading the way.
So Micah also said that, Lawrence Taylor couldn't cover, Barkley, Cook, and Chase Edmonds. Obviously that's kind of a
Micah
interesting
can.
comment. He's like, but I think I can.
Yeah.
So, which again is a slightly unfair comparison, just because again, different styles of guys,
But that's the point, though.
Micah took the shit talking, I think, to
Micah
the level.
Micah can do, though, everything that Lawrence Taylor kind of has done, in my opinion, or has done his first couple of years of his career. But I've never seen Lawrence Taylor do what Micah can do when it comes to coverage. And so that's the other thing, too. I mean, he does make a point here, even if it is, a different era and a different, style of player. The point is, if it's the different style of players, that Micah can do more. That's what I'm saying for Micah Parsons.
Yep. So, Micah Parsons also threw this out there as far as his mindset during practice. He said, "Preparing my mental space for where I want to be Sunday, Monday, and Thursday, I'm ready to go right now. My training comes in here, and I'm already game ready."
He'll be ready to roll, especially when you see him.
I kind of stop after every comment because I figure you're going to add your 2 cents there.
Sometimes.
So, Micah Parsons also added in there, "I don't think I just want to make the Hall of Fame. I want to be known as one of the greatest Hall of Famers. There's categories to everything. There's good, there's great, there's perfect. I don't want to just be mentioned in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, that's a great accolade, but I want to be one of the greatest in the Hall of Fame."
Well, he's heading that way. Knock on wood, everything's healthy. He's heading that way, guys. I think we all see that. A first ballot Hall of Famer, possibly. But we're only in year 3 right now. Only in year 3. Dominating it, though.
As far as his preparation during the offseason, he said, "I want to be so far ahead of everybody. I'm going to be in mid-season form in week 1.
I can't wait. I mean, he's already, it seems like, in mid-season form. It's already too much for the Cowboy team. I see Cactus also saying LT was not asked to cover. And that is true. He would cover sometimes. He did have some picks, but in coverage, I think that Micah is better when we've seen both guys cover. That's all I think. And I think, again, Micah playing more of the different kind of linebacker spot, but now he's kind of grown into this edge rushing spot, which is where LT kind of changed the game, being kind of that that linebacker that's an edge rusher already, coming into the NFL. So I watched LT live in front of me in his rookie year, when the Cowboys came to town in New York. So I've been to multiple Dallas Cowboy Giant LT matchups there, and Danny White and all that. So I know LT was something else. But that's why when I saw Micah Parsons year 1 and year 2, I've been saying it since the beginning. That's who he reminds me of. I can't help it. He reminds me of him, and I ain't even talking about the coverage portion of things. Coverage, that's Micah saying that. But I think Micah is originally a linebacker, and while LT was never really originally asked to cover, he was always a linebacker that blitzed / always an edge kind of linebacker, edge rusher kind of guy.
So, Micah Parsons also said that the coaches did have to have a little bit of a talk with him about being more careful.
Yeah, hold it back.
Not hitting the quarterbacks in practice. He ran into Dak's legs. Big no-no.
Yep.
Micah said, I get warnings every day, but, I've always been wanting to push towards that line.
Just don't hurt our players. That's all. That goes from Dak Prescott to Eric Scott. I don't care. Just don't hurt our players, Micah. Reel it in. Go after these guys like that, our opponents. Mm-hmm. These guys, Jacksonville's our first opponent. He will not play this game, though, Micah.
I know. So, also, just throwing out there a little bit more of a casual end here to the stream here as we talk to Micah about some more fun stuff, right? So, he was asked what his craziest fan interaction has been so far.
Oh, third beloved king. Welcome in to the family here at MCF. Appreciate you. Go Cowboys.
Micah said, my craziest experience was when I was walking into the softball home run derby that we host. A fan pulled off his prosthetic leg and asked me to sign it, and I signed his leg.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but that caught me unexpectedly.
So, he was also asked, is there anywhere you want to travel to that you haven't been yet? He said, Africa. I've been telling my friends, one day I'm going to disappear, and you'll just see me in Africa. I'm big on disappearing. I just want to experience the culture best I can, really. Don't think about it. Just wake up and say, this is what I'm going to do today. I think for us normies, one of the... let me see. What's been one of the most memorable dinners of your career so far? Micah added in there saying, I would say probably my rookie dinner. The whole night, there was one for the books. Dak and Zeke made it into this big thing. They got whatever they wanted. It was great. The rookie dinner became a rookie party, so you definitely got your money's worth for sure. I paid a good part of it, and I think the whole bill was like $67,000.
Jeez, what? $67,000?
Yes.
Holy shit! On a rookie contract, that's not Ooh, man. Well, that's
what... said he paid a good chunk of it, not all of it.
Okay, but still, that's a good chunk. It's like, what, like 45, 50,000? Damn. Well, Micah's going to be getting a lot more than that in the near future. I mean, I'm talking about at the end of this year. He's going to, he's going to get himself probably one of the biggest contracts in history for the Cowboys, outside of the quarterback position and in the NFL. Definitely at his position. Whichever one it is. I don't even know what to call it. Linebacker, edge. How about just star defensive player?
I can live with that.
Any last comments in the chat, baby, before we do the shout-outs and say goodnight?
Justin Crow said, Micah was a blessing from the football gods. We have to win at least a ring with him.
I agree. It would be a disservice to him and our star if we can't get a Super Bowl after getting this generational player.
Let me see here. Cactus G said, did y'all see the clip of Micah coaching?
Yeah, I posted it for you guys. Check it out. Micah coaching on that walkthrough day. He's as serious as he is there as he plays football. So you love it. He even told Tyler Coyle, stay locked in. Stay locked in. Tyler Coyle knocked the hell out of number 49 there, John Stevens, the tight end, and caused the fumble. So I guess he's listening to Coach Micah and staying locked in.
So, let me see here. Rolando Rodriguez, much love. So first of all, let me go ahead and remind everybody to take a second, hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below. And baby, as we roll out of here, say goodnight to everybody. We have to give the shout outs.
Hell yeah.
To the people making MCF happen here on the daily and the nightly, like the sponsor of the weeks.
Yes.
Skeptical fan.
Always.
3 weeks in a row. Thank
Always
you so much
skeptical.
to the membership man. Jason Renfro bossing that stream around with 95 points. And he also happens to be trying to take over the Cash App and take away the crown from our current crown holder, Snug X. We all know why he's here.
You know it. And don't forget, baby, Jason Renfro not only trying to come for that crown, he's also coming for the top spot there as the sponsor of the week. He's got the lead right now. I'm not sure what the difference is. I'll let you know tomorrow. 1 night to go, fourth quarter, middle of the game. That starts tomorrow. That'll be a quickie tomorrow. Today was supposed to be quick. It's not. Tomorrow's going to be a quickie for sure. There's no practice, but we'll still wrap up the week. Any news, info, and updates? Hey, maybe we sign Zack Martin. Let's see. Either way, we'll be back tomorrow to wrap it up. But right now, Jason Renfro in the lead. 95 points in the Stream Boss. Got the lead in the Cash App. Got the lead in the overall leaderboard. Coming for that sponsor of the week. 3 weeks in a row, Skeptical Fan. He's got 3 months in a row on the membership giftings feature there. Much love to Skeptical Fan. But tomorrow night is the end of the week. We'll see if he can outlast Jason Renfro. He's up 20-11 right now. Again in the fourth quarter. So, yeah, I mean, baby, what is the who's in the house tonight? We can. I'm sorry. I think we did all of that, right? We did all the shout outs.
I still have to do the final shout outs here.
All right.
So, but Justin Quarles, the Q Man, much love, and sorry, it still hasn't worked out. Don't know what's going on with the YouTube. It's having a bit of a dumb moment, right? Mike Aldana, much love. Yes, I definitely don't want that to end up that way. Burn Bar, thank you for being here.
Burn.
Summation Point Flute. Cactus G in the place to be. Rolando Rodriguez. We have Q Ball in the house.
Q Ball.
Let me see. Raul, what's up? No commentary. Cowboy, Lake West Chase. Cowboy Nation News. Thomas Garrett, Superior Garrett.
The ball is right in the house.
Let me see. No, I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss
Thomas
anybody
Garrett
here.
Thomas Garrett from Nashville, representing that star over everything.
So, that's actually as far back as I can go here.
Well, baby, I want you to tell me, why do we do this here on MCF, My Cowboys Family, every single night? Especially during these very important times.
It's that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything.
Hell yeah. You know it. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly, we'll be here on YouTube representing that star over everything. And here on YouTube for over 6 years, into our 7th year right now, guys. Yeah, you see, we want 6 Super Bowls and beyond. We're here 6 years and beyond on YouTube. Here on My Cowboys Family. Never forget the number one thing here, now and forever. As always, go Cowboys! Let's get that 6 and beyond. Thank you all for dropping the knowledge in the chat all night long. This is no experience. This is not the MCF experience without you guys in there. And also, same thing for those supporters, dropping the love from above, gifting memberships, the thanks button, the Cash App, all that good stuff. Thank you all for being the best fans of all YouTube. And baby, as we clock out and drop out for the night, relock and reload for tomorrow's finale show. As the Cowboys have an off day, we don't. We're coming back and we're going to discuss the wrap up of the week. Maybe a Zack Martin signing. I'm just hoping, knocking on wood. I don't know. Come on, Jerry, get it done. Either way, we'll be back tomorrow night to wrap up the week, wrap up some winners here tonight on the family, and kick off a new one. Padded practice on Monday, hopefully with Luke Schoonmaker. So, baby, before we can officially drop out of here for the night, tell everybody what we got to do.
We got to drop the beat.
Yeah, beat's been dropped. It's a wrap here on My Cowboys Family. We don't want to see any more of that crappy kicking, right? Right. Guys, thank you once again. Can't do this without you all. The messages in the chats in the messages in the chat room, the discussion back and forth, the news, info, and updates, logical commentary, and of course, reminding every single Eagle fan, 5 is always greater than 1. Oh yeah, and cry, Eagles, cry. Yeah, that's what we do. Sorry, guys. That's what we do here. Guys, thank you once again for chilling with us. And another chat here. Training camp day 7 chat. As Jason Renfro drops another one here. A $5 holla at the buzzer. Mic drop. We're out of here. Dropping out for the night. Yes, sir. Much love to Jason Renfro. Was in the lead across the board. All fully loaded on the stream boss now. Got the lead in the overall board. Got the lead in the Cash App board. It's a takeover. Don't call it a takeover. Jason Renfro's got that. Here on MCF, it's always about that navy blue, that silver too, that star over everything. Never, ever forget the number one thing right here on My Cowboys Family. Much love to everyone. Stay safe. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you tomorrow night on a quickie here to wrap up the week and crown some champions. Much love, guys. Take care. Stay safe. Peace. And never, ever forget, go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat.